So in this video, I wanted to show you how to make some Christmas hanging baskets. You can use hanging baskets that you already have and just remove kind of the floral that is in it and just kind of have the nice blank slate to start with. This one is just filled with dirt right now, and it's completely ready for making into a Christmas hanging basket. The hooks are removed right now. This will make it easier to put the arrangement together. So I will just be adding those back at the end. So a really easy way to make these hanging baskets is to use a bunch of already assorted floral. These come in many different styles, so basically just choose one that you like. I am going to be adding some real pine floral to this arrangement as well, but this will be a great way to add a variety of textures and colors without having to go out and purchase a bunch of different floral stems, which can really add up after a while. So this bunch of floral was actually fairly inexpensive. It was only $5, so that was really nice to come across when I was out shopping. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just prune all of these separate so that I can kind of arrange it the way that I want and fill the container better. I may end up having to prune some of these shorter later, so I kind of err on the long side when I'm pruning these so that I don't get to keep putting it together later and find out that I don't quite have the height that I wanted. Okay, so basically we're just going to start adding the floral to the planter. Now, when you separate these floral bushes, you'll usually notice that there's multiples of a certain style. So for instance, we have two of these berry-like ones at least here, and then there's one of these with the smaller berries. Actually, there's another one down here. So I'm going to add, make sure I add them to different parts of the planter to give it a really nice even look. And you'll notice that the leaves on these stems do move up and down a little bit, so you can kind of adjust them to where you want them. So I'm just going to start adding those to the soil. Now, for the most part, when I'm adding these to this little planter, I'm making sure that they kind of come outwards, but then go more straight up towards the center. Don't worry too much about how full this is looking, because we will be adding some real pine to kind of fill in later. And I'm kind of paying attention to height, but at the same time I'm not, because you can always poke the floral in further later too. Some of these floral stems have multiple things going on, so you can bend them out to kind of separate them a little bit and make it look a little more full. So already you'll notice we have a fairly full looking arrangement. And you could stop here if you want, and you could also just skip adding the real floral and just add a little bit more artificial to make it a little less expensive, because pine floral usually is a little bit on the pricey side, unless you have some pine trees in your yard. I'm not fortunate enough. I have some little pine trees, but if I pruned anything off of them right now, there wouldn't be anything left. So I'm just gonna start adding some of my floral. I have a little assortment here. We have some white pine right here, and some juniper and cedar. So basically I'm just gonna poke these into the soil, and this will kind of add a little bit more of the natural look to the arrangement.